I'm Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us. Bombshell tonight, live to the upscale D.C. suburbs. A beautiful co-ed mother, Army wife, 5 months pregnant with a second child, vanishes. We learned tonight, all the while, Bethany Decker on a Hawaiian vacation with her husband. She's pregnant by the boyfriend, not the husband. And tonight, investigators zero in on cell phone records, trace evidence, photos, emails, bank accounts, computers, especially Bethany's Facebook page. Did someone go online posing as Bethany?
The case of a missing Army wife,
21-year-old Bethany Decker, her Army husband, 21-year-old Emil Decker.
She didn't show up at the airport to say goodbye to him.
If she's not showing up at the airport to say goodbye to her husband going off to war, I already smelled a rat.
We're told that the husband is cooperating.
She still is married. Her husband's deployed, and she's got a boyfriend.
she is pregnant.
5 months pregnant.
Homicide is the second leading injury-related cause of death for pregnant women.
Search warrants were issued, and in there is the allegation that this boyfriend is the father.
Police are searching her boyfriend's home.
They have done extensive searching in the area surrounding her apartment.
This was a boyfriend, and this was the father of her unborn child.
Foul play.
She's dead.
Homicide, they were searching out with scent dogs in a wooded area nearby.
21-year-old Bethany Decker from Ashburn, Virginia, just disappeared.
But nothing came up from those searches.
We are taking your calls live straight out to Alexis Weed on the story. Alexis, what can you tell me? I understand search warrants are happening right now, but I want to get right back to this Hawaiian vacation. Now, we know that she's 5 months pregnant. We know now that it's the boyfriend's baby. I'm not sure how we know that, but we know that. Did the husband know that? That's the big question.
Nancy, we don't know if the husband knew, but we do know in these new search warrants that have just been released, we know that cops are saying that this was the father of her unborn child.
Okay, what I don't understand is how they would know that since they have not talked to her. But to Rupa Mikulaneni, also on the story. Weigh in, Rupa. What do you know? What can you tell me tonight?
Right, Nancy, we know that the boyfriend was living with her up until February and that he just moved out, but he moved out after she allegedly disappeared on January 29th. Now, January 29th is the last day.
Whoa, stop. She goes missing and he just moves out of the apartment?
That's right, Nancy. And
okay, I didn't know that. You don't think that's odd?
It is odd. And
because if she goes missing, you would think he would stay put right there in case she came back, or in case there was a phone call from her or a kidnapper calling. I mean, why would you get up and leave the apartment you've been sharing with her? Go ahead.
Right, well, we've got two men here involved. We've got the husband who is in Afghanistan, but remember, Nancy,
Rupa, don't act so shocked. It's not the first time there's been two men involved in somebody's life, okay? This is about possible murder. I don't care about how she's living or who she was with or any of that. Go ahead.
Right, but if we look at the timeline, she was last seen by other family members and by these two men in her life, the husband and the boyfriend, on January 29th. Now, then the husband takes off to Afghanistan because he's a military guy on duty, so he leaves on February 2nd. Now, what we also know is that the boyfriend moves out of her apartment sometime in February. We don't have the exact date on that, Nancy. And now we also know that she was not reported missing by her family, which we believe it was her mother that reported her missing, until February 19th. This is nearly 3 weeks after she was last seen. We also know that there was a Facebook account that apparently was not active. It was inactive and then suddenly became active. So now police are saying that this Facebook account may have been asked to access by somebody else. So they are now searching to see who might have had access to this Facebook account.
Okay, Mike Brooks, law enforcement analyst. Mike, explain how that happens. If a Facebook account is inactive, if you don't have her passcodes and so forth, how do you then go on and reactivate her Facebook account?
That's the key, Nancy. Did this boyfriend, was it her husband, was it a girlfriend of hers? They don't know. They're not saying. But it could be key. You know, did somebody go in there? What exactly are they writing? Have they talked to her parents about her style of writing? These are all things that are key on this Facebook account, whether somebody is posing as her or did she put it in herself?
Joining me right now, President and founder, Class Kids Foundation out of San Francisco, Mark Class. Mark, let's just think about this for a moment. You really think the husband is over in Afghanistan bothering to reactivate her Facebook account and chat away as if he's her in order to throw people off, to make them think she's sitting at home on her laptop? Yeah, I don't really, you know, at first, Mark, we all naturally look at husband, boyfriend, people right around her. But there was even talk he deploys after she goes missing. Why hasn't he come home? All of those are still valid questions, but now that I know someone may be online posing as her on Facebook, you really think he's out there in the caves and the mountains and the desert sand online on U.S. time, Eastern Standard Time, chatting away with her friends? I don't see it, Mark.
No, I don't see it either, Nancy, but in order to access a Facebook account, you do require an email address and you require the requisite password to get in. So somebody has that information and is using it. And I think what really needs to happen here is the husband does need to come home and talk to the authorities. He needs to sit down in a room with them and explain exactly his timeline. The boyfriend has to explain exactly his timeline. And if those things happen before somebody lawyers up, they may be able to get a handle on exactly what went down here and how it went down.
Okay, joining me right now, former military judge, former federal prosecutor, Patrick McLean, joining us out of Hawaii. Patrick, thank you for being with us. Patrick, it seems to me, unless he is Operation Essential, he should be sent home and take part in this criminal investigation. I'm talking about the husband, because if he's on a Hawaiian vacation with her and she's pregnant with somebody else's baby, that could be motive for murder. It could be. He needs to come home and clear his name.
Well, there's no maybe about it. The military will send him home. He is definitely not going to be in a position in his unit, his junior rank as a National Guardsman, that he cannot be sent home to be interrogated by the local authorities there. So I imagine it's just a logistics thing that he has not shown up yet in Virginia.
When it came time for Emil to fly back to Afghanistan on February 2nd, Bethany was a no-show.
That was a bit unusual.
Bethany's car was found in the parking lot of her Ashburn complex. Inside her apartment, no sign that she packed bags or had plans to leave.
Bethany Decker seemingly vanishes into thin air.
Reaching out and saying, does anybody know where my daughter is?
Police have searched the home of boyfriend of Bethany Decker.
It was a search warrant that was issued.
Investigators say Bethany did not see her husband off at the airport when he left overseas. No one in her family, including Emil, apparently knows why.
Nobody knows. We would love to know the answer to it. Nobody really knows what the cause of it was.
He feels quite helpless being so far away.
What was happening? Was she with you? Was she not with you? We can't answer it. It all begins with him.
As soon as he found out that she was missing, he did call. He's just heartbroken.
Everybody was willing to hang this husband. This case may be taken in a completely different direction.
The search warrant says that the boyfriend is the last person to see her on January 29th.
No one has spoken to Bethany, who is 5 months pregnant, since a family gathering in Maryland.
The husband is over in Afghanistan. Isn't that right, Peter Burns? We are taking your calls, and I have just gotten in my hands search warrants, and it says suspicion of murder. Straight out to Alexis Weed. What do we know? Out of one side of their mouth, cops are saying, we don't suspect any foul play in the disappearance of 21-year-old pregnant Bethany Decker. On the other hand, they're searching under suspicion of murder.
Right, Nancy. Every last one of the search warrants that has been released says it's on suspicion of first-degree or second-degree murder. They want to search the home where the boyfriend is living with his mother. They want to search the Facebook page that we talked about. They want to search cell phones, computers, also joint bank account between Bethany and her husband.
Now, it's also my understanding to you, Rupert Michelinini, that her family has stated the boyfriend is the father of the baby.
Yes, they have said that the boyfriend is the father of the baby. They have also stated in this affidavit that Bethany told them that the boyfriend was very abusive and very controlling. And Nancy, an example of this is the fact that he would have her take photographs of herself wherever she was, whenever he was not around, in order to document where she was exactly.
You mean like take pictures with her cell phone and send it to him so he would know where she was to verify what she said?
Exactly.
Okay, well... Why was she on a Hawaiian vacation with the husband? What do we know about that, Rupa? If she's pregnant, 5 months pregnant with the boyfriend's baby, what's she doing in Hawaii with the husband? Did they take the other child to Hawaii? Was that it?
Nancy, this is very unclear. They do have a 17-month-old child, and that child is living with her mother. We don't know if the child went to Hawaii with them. It's also unclear because the family says that the time that they went to Hawaii, they did not understand or know that there were any marital troubles. They say this in this affidavit. So then it seems that they return from Hawaii and then...
Well, wait a minute. She's carrying the boyfriend's baby. How could they not know there's a marital problem? Did you see that picture? She's clearly pregnant in the picture. You can't look at her and not know she's pregnant.
Right, but perhaps at that time they don't know. He did not know. We don't know when the husband found out or when he learned, if at all, whose baby that was.
Okay, out to the lines. Elaine in Illinois. Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Nancy. If I could just say real quick, I talked to you before, and I told you how you basically saved my life after I lost my fiance. I talked to you way back when, and then I also was telling you I'm the one that sent the letter about Zara, the poem, and I was hoping you can read it because I left my phone number because I don't have a computer, can't afford it, and I was just hoping to talk with you a little more about how you went through and made it and all that. But
you know what, Elaine, I would be happy to talk to you. Ellie and Liz, please get Elaine's information so I can contact her. Elaine, do you have a question about tonight's case?
Yes, I do. I was just wondering, what have they found out, if any, about any traces of the credit card use or anything like that?
Good question. What about it, Alexis?
Nancy, she has not had any activity on any of her cards or her bank account.
Everyone has